Hello, this is Richard Bienvenue with Easy Beginners Keto with Recipes. I'm glad you could join us today. Today we're going to talk about 9 ways of getting yourself into ketosis really quickly. Now, you've seen some of the other things that we have on here, the little book, the chart and all that about getting into ketosis. And a lot of people wonder, well, how the heck do I get into ketosis? And getting into ketosis, if you've been eating, starches and carbs most of your life, it's not going to happen overnight. It isn't going to happen in a 24-hour time span because your body's been burning sugar for fuel for a long, long time for most people, all their lives. And the one thing to remember is that ketosis is actually a natural thing. You're not doing anything that's unnatural. You can naturally get into ketosis without even realizing it. If you skip a meal or something like that, or go for a day or two, or let's say you're sick, and you just don't feel like eating. Well, guess what? Your body's going into ketosis. And you notice a lot of people, when they get sick, they start to lose weight, right? So anyway, so how long does it take to get into ketosis? It can be anywhere from 48 hours to a week. It depends on your activity level, your lifestyle, your body type, and your carbohydrate intake. And that's really the most important thing. It's about the carbohydrate intake. There's several ways you can speed up the process: intermittent fasting, which we'll talk about, and supplementation. And also, once you get into ketosis, there's no guarantee that you'll remain there. Especially if you eat a carb-laden meal, if you go off the wagon or something like that, you can kick yourself out of ketosis really quickly. So you need to, if you do that, you start getting in ketosis and you fall off the wagon and you get, out of ketosis, then you have to be able to figure out how to get back into that fat-burning state. So here are nine tips. Strategies about how to get into ketosis. And the more that you can, I think, include all of these and not skip any of them, because you have to include all these actually. You can't do one of these and think you're going to get into ketosis. You got to do all of these. So the first thing is you have to drastically cut your carbs. Now, we talked about in some of the other information that you've gotten that you need to restrict your carbs to like 20 grams a day. So you need to be very aware, you need to track your carbs. And that's one of the main things about the ketogenic diet. Carbs, carbs, carbs. Track your carbs. Under 20 grams of carb a day. Now, athletes can, eat up to 100 grams of carbs because they're burning so much, energy. But, it's also been found a lot of athletes who go on the ketogenic diet and keep their carbs low actually find that they're able to perform better. So, there's still a lot of research that's being done on this. So you need to track your carbohydrate intake. And, it's very easy to let these hidden carbs that are in junk food and processed food that, say that they're healthy. That's why I recommend it's very important to read the ingredients in any packaged food that you buy, even canned food. Please read the ingredients. If we go next time you go into a store, pick up the cracker box and just read what's in crackers. Most crackers you don't. If you're trying to do the ketogenic diet, you got to stay away from them. So anyway, so it's drastically cutting the carbs. When we say it's a 1,500, it's geared to around like a 1,500 calorie daily intake, and we would say that you want to take less than 20 grams of carbs. I don't want to say that over and over till you get tired of it, but it really is probably the most important thing about the ketogenic diet, keeping the carbs low. All right, now the next thing is increasing your high quality fats. And the fats make up a large component of any keto meal plan. And, as we've said before, there's a lot of information out there that's been bad over the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years about how bad fats are for us. But, your brain cannot function without proper fat, without good fat. Your body can't function without it. It's necessary. So So make sure that your fat intake accounts for 70 to 80% of your total calories. This will help your body transition to using fat as a primary fuel source. That's the thing. You want to get away from your body burning or using carbs as a fuel source, the carbs which are a sugar source. You want to have the body start using fat as the primary fuel source. So, so now let's see. If you're a 1,500 calorie diet, 70 to 80% fat, it's about 117, 120 grams of fat per day. And that's about 6 tablespoons of fat. Now, it doesn't mean that you sit there and take 6 tablespoons, but there's there's buttered coffee with butter and coconut oil. Also, when you cook with foods with olive oil and extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, macadamia oil, which is actually very expensive. You don't need to do that. You can just get by with extra virgin olive oil and butter. But also in the foods that you eat, like fatty meats and egg yolks and things like that, you have fat in them. And avocados, like olives, and coconut butter, that has fat too. So the next thing is, and again I want to reiterate and stress, fat is very important. You're increasing your intake of fat is very important, and don't be afraid to eat fat. We've been told that it's bad for us, and that is completely wrong. All right. And of course, remember that anything you overdo too much fat, it's gonna, you might get, stomach problems. But you can eat too many carrots. You can drink too much water. Just make sure that you're keeping the fat, at least 117 to 120 grams per day. Okay, the next thing is what's called intermittent fasting. And a lot of people are afraid of fasting because they feel, if I fast, I'm going to feel weak, or I'm going to faint, or it's not going to feel good. But let me tell you, fasting is one of the best things you can do in the ketogenic diet. Now, I'm not recommending you start off doing that. You can, but it's something that once you start decreasing your carbs, it's something that you really want to look at, because you want to try to get into ketosis very quickly. And it's one of the best things. It has a number of health benefits, fasting does. It improves your concentration, faster weight loss, reduces your blood sugar levels. And several years ago, I decided that I wasn't going to eat breakfast anymore and just have buttered coffee. And I tell you that I'm in the morning, I don't have to worry about my food being digested, so it makes me it makes my energy a lot better, and I can concentrate, and I can think, and I can work in the morning, especially if you're doing something cerebral like writing, or the kind of stuff that I do. So anyway, fasting has been associated with decreased symptoms of various diseases. So when used in combination with the ketogenic diet, it can help you get into ketosis faster, and it aids weight and fat loss. So the thing is that what I do, don't let fasting intimidate you. As I said, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat till around 1:30 or 2. And I usually eat within an 8 to 9 hour window, which means that by the time I eat the next day, I'm fasting like 16, 17 hours without having anything to eat except for my butter, my coconut oil, and my coffee. So, and water too, of course. And so that's something to think about. I think it's a very, very important aspect of doing the ketogenic diet. And you can do it. Don't be afraid of it. The more that you do it, the easier it gets. And you know what? When you do it, if you're only eating 2 meals a day, you save money. Not only do you save time, but you save money. And I love breakfast. I love eating breakfast. But so what I do is I have breakfast for lunch. I love breakfast foods. Now there are some times when somebody invites me out to breakfast, to a restaurant, and of course I'll go and I'll eat breakfast and I'll enjoy it and I'll eat a lot of it. And sometimes when that happens, I don't feel like eating till dinner. So, all right. So the next thing is exercising more. Now I want to stress that exercise If you're very overweight, it might not be easy for you to exercise, but I tell you, one of the best things you can do is exercise. We should all exercise. We sit too much. We are too kind of lazy. We sit around and watch too much TV. So, one of the things you can do is just go for a walk. Go for a 15 to 20 minute walk. Do something like that. And one of the best things you can do is, if you do this intermittent fasting, exercise while you're fasting. Yes, go for a walk in the morning. If you're not going to eat breakfast in the morning, go for a walk in the morning. That's one of the best ways that you can get yourself into ketosis. So it will actually help you get into ketosis because it depletes the body of glycogen stores. When glycogen reserves are low and not being refilled with carbohydrates, the body turns to burning fat for energy. So remember, exercise. And walking is really one of the best exercises out there. I run myself, but another one is also doing body weight exercises, using weights. You can do all kinds of things you can do. Now, another one, number 6. No, that's not right. Number 5 is taking MCT oil. Now, MCT oil is like a distillation of coconut oil. It's a natural thing that they do, and because coconut oil has MCT oil, MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides, and this can help you boost your blood ketone levels significantly. Now, coconut oil has it, butter has it, other fats have it, but if you take the MCT oil, it will help you get into ketosis a lot quickly. What happens is the MCT oil, it has, as I said, it's medium chain triglycerides. That's what it means. It's quickly metabolized and used for energy by your cells. So and if you're not used to taking MCT oils, I recommend doing it very slowly. Don't put a whole tablespoon and eat it right up, because people can get stomach distress from it because your body's not used to it. But once you get your body used to it, then you'll be fine. The next thing is, number 6, is keeping your protein up. So with a 1,500 calorie diet, that's 25% of the ketogenic diet, which means like 94 to 100 grams of protein a day. So eating protein, eating enough protein is crucial for feeling your best on a ketogenic diet. It provides many of the nutrients you need to be healthy. It helps satisfy you and helps prevent muscle breakdown. Going into keto, focusing only on fats, sets you up for failure, because you can start experiencing negative side effects from the lack of nutrients that adequate protein provides. So let's see, what is next? Oh, number 7 is your keto staples. Now, what are the keto staples? Make sure that you you can find on the internet, and you can also find in my Facebook group, Easy Beginners Keto with Recipes, all kind of different recipes that are keto approved, that are specifically keto and keto friendly. And you can just, as I said, you can go on the internet looking for them. So what you would do is you say, okay, I want to make egg casserole. So you go on the internet and you say keto egg casserole, all right? And you get tons of recipes for keto egg casserole. As I said, you can also come to my site, Easy Beginners Keto with Recipes, on Facebook group, and ask to join, and we'll let you in, and you can get all kind of recipes that we have there. Okay, another one is you want to make sure that you get rid of all the junk in your kitchen, all right? Get rid of all the foods that are not keto, and those are starches, crackers, rice, grains, breads, all this kind of stuff. You want to get rid of them. You don't want to have them there, because they're going to, if they're there, you'll be more tempted to fall off the diet. Now, if you're living with a family, husband, children, etc., husband, wife, spouse, whatever, and of course they want to eat this other way. But you know what? Here's the good thing about keto, is you can make delicious ketogenic meals, and they don't have to know that it's keto, because just follow the recipes And these recipes are excellent. Matter of fact, you can have bread on keto, but it has to be cooked in the ketogenic way. All right? So here's another thing. Number 8 is watching your snacks. All right? Especially when traveling. It's one of the easiest ways to fall off the diet. So let's say you're on the road, you're at the airport, and gosh, I'm hungry, I feel something, I want to eat something, and you go into a little store, and there they have all these little things in packages, and you see a lot of pretzels and all this kind of stuff. Stay away from those things. Potato chips, stay away from them. Crackers, whatever, stay away from them. But you can have nuts. Nuts is one of the most satisfying things you can eat. Now, when you first start on keto, you don't want to eat a lot of nuts. But when you're traveling and you're hungry, you want that snack food, just have some nuts. All right? And number 9, the last thing we're talking about, is making healthy swaps when eating out. You can eat out on the ketogenic diet, and just know there's certain things you're not going to be able to eat. For example, when you go to a restaurant and you want a burger, get it without a bun. You might want to ask them, maybe they could put the burger in between, some lettuce leaves, something like that. Or you can get a burger. Sometimes they have burgers with, what is it called? That big mushroom, the portobello mushroom, used as a bun too. Salad without dressing. Now, dressing, a lot of dressing that you get at restaurants, and when you get them in the store, just pick up and read the labels. You'll see that it's full of carbs and sugars and all kinds of stuff you don't want to eat. But you can have olive oil and vinegar. There's nothing wrong with that. Just have olive oil and vinegar, or eat it without any olive oil and vinegar. Eat it plain, which I wouldn't care for, but just get olive oil and vinegar. Now, what if you go to a Mexican restaurant and they're tacos? Well, you can get tacos without the tortillas. Just have all the filling. You don't have the tortillas. You can mix them, wrap them in a lettuce like that. And also another thing is unsweetened beverages. Make sure that you're not drinking sweetened beverages. And as I've said before, one of the best things you can do is have this the liqueur or these fizzy drinks that are just flavored but don't have sugar in them or any kind of sweetener. So you can do that. So if you start off your ketogenic diet following these 9 tips, you'll have a much easier time transitioning to fat adaptation, which is being in ketosis. So I hope this helps tremendously, and let's see, that's all I want to say for today. And so have a very nice day. I'm glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.